I just don't get it. I know, that many saves is ridiculous. No, not that. When did the Ducks get Alexander Georgiev? What? Or what's his name? Arvid Soderblom. Not him either. Why do they keep getting schooled by goalies I've never heard of? Maybe you should read more. You're a dork. Let's go! Good. We all feel good. Stop! Never gets rusty!
What am I doing?
Into my kitchen! Producer Drew, can you fix all this? And when it comes to the Toronto Maple Leafs, you can crumple, yeet! Saw that going differently. With you wherever you are, welcome to LFR. Victory, puppy Ziggy! Are you happy? Are you happy? He's not really happy. I had to wake him up to do this. Can they get back from California now? That should not have been that. Leafs win 2-1 in overtime over the Anaheim Ducks. Dude. What the hell? All right, here's the good news. The Leafs scored 5 goals over their last 2 games, and they won the both of them. Now, if you cheer for a normal team, that might not sound all that special, but this is the Leafs, who at different times this season have gotten Vezina caliber goaltending and ECHL goaltending, world-beating goaltending, and don't even bother lacing your skates goaltending. So the fact that they could get a 3-0 win against the LA Kings and then a 2-1 win against the Anaheim Ducks on the second half of a back-to-back is wonderful, and yet no one wants to talk about that. We came into this game expecting to talk about a young goaltender, Dennis Hildeby, to make his NHL debut, and then he didn't do it. Sheldon Keefe opting to play Martin Jones on both halves of a back-to-back. By the way, the reason the Leafs were able to score 5 goals in 2 games and win is because Jones played 2 games, including an overtime game, and only allowed 1 goal. That's besides the point. We expected this to be about Dennis Hildeby, and it was about another young goaltender in the NHL. And don't any of you dare say you've never heard of him after this night. Lucas Dostal of the Anaheim Ducks played such a ridiculous game. An Anaheim Ducks record 55 saves. That's a Ducks record? Like J.S. Jaguar lived and breathed in that uniform, and Dostal has the record? He played such a ridiculous, miraculous game that it barely even feels like the Leafs won. It feels like the Leafs definitely won. I saw it, and I was happy about it when I saw it. But it feels like, you ever see that video of the 2 high jumpers who split the gold medal? That's what it felt like. Dostal, like, the Ducks should lose and he should be credited with the win. That is one of the most absurd regular season goaltending performances I've ever seen, and the vast majority of people have never heard of him. I gotta tell you guys, that's wrong. That's wrong, and how dare you. From this day forth, that's wrong, and how dare you. And I'll tell you why. I don't like when people talk about the Eastern bias, the Toronto bubble, and all that. We don't know stuff outside of our team, or we don't know stuff outside of our division or our conference, and I don't expect you to stay up until 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning every night watching the Anaheim Ducks and all the other California teams. But put some respect on Lucas Dostal's name. He had an .893 save percentage going into this game. No, that's not great, but you know why you should have heard about Lucas Dostal? He had a really good start to the season. Oh, how good of a start to the season, Steve. Sorry I wasn't paying attention to the Ducks, Steve. Well, maybe you paid attention to this. The NHL issued this press release, and it went up on their website on November 1st. Ducks Dostal named NHL Rookie of the Month for October this year. Dude, Dostal wasn't even getting talked about during that month. We were all focused on Connor Bedard, and what's Connor Bedard going to do in the NHL, and Connor Bedard, and we should hype Connor Bedard. But he was not the only rookie in the NHL to begin the season. Logan Cooley, he was getting a lot of shine, former 3rd overall pick. He scored that ridiculous preseason goal in Australia, had everybody salivating. Even Mintyukov on the Ducks was arguably a more talked about rookie on the Ducks than Dostal was, but he won Rookie of the Month. Now, a lot of that is long forgotten because That was back in October. I don't expect everyone to have a photographic memory of that. But even though the Ducks have struggled recently, young team, rebuilding team, a lot of injuries, a lot of not so good luck, Dostal and the Ducks were solid at the beginning of the season. And it wasn't John Gibson winning all those games. He was fine, but it wasn't John Gibson. It was Lucas Dostal. That's where the trade rumors came from. It wasn't about, oh, the Ducks need to shed this salary, because they've always needed to, I guess, get rid of a big contract, send John Gibson to a contender if he's so good. There was no guy behind him. There was no heir apparent. He's there. Dostal is 23 years old doing this ridiculous stuff, and this is not a one-off game. He was at least a league average goaltender last year, if not above, at 22 years old, which is how old Dennis Hildeby is now. So, if you're worried about rushing Hildeby to the NHL, if you're worried about handling Hildeby like a Fabergé egg, the dude who just hung 55 saves on the Leafs nearly broke the saves in a shutout record until a few minutes left in the game, which is 59 saves set by Ben Scrivens, by the way. Don't know why I remember that. The dude who just did that is a year older than Dennis Hildeby. That's it. Dude, I used to rant about this all the time in Steve's Hat Picks. I still rant about it all the time in the podcast. I'll rant about it right now to you. The depth of talent, the quality of talent in today's NHL, for all the league's warts, the players in it are the most ridiculous they've ever been. There's a wealth of hockey incredibleness, amazingness out there. Expose yourself to it. Look around. Go and look at a team that you would never fathom looking at. What could the Anaheim Ducks possibly offer to me? You'd be surprised, man. Didn't you watch that game? Mason McTavish? That guy's going to be a pain in the ass in this league. Mintyukov drew a 5-minute major, didn't he? I haven't even mentioned Trevor Zegras yet, who always does the Zorro Michigan flippy stuff. Put some respect on Lucas Dostal's name. That is one of the most ridiculous performances I have seen. And I'm sorry to him, but I'm just so glad that the Leafs actually got the dub out of it. Even though Dostal is a rookie in the NHL, he's actually played parts of 3 seasons in the NHL for the Ducks. So even though he's only 23, he was actually playing games 2 seasons ago. And I've talked about this story before on the podcast. The Ducks goaltending situation is particularly difficult, and it's not because of the personnel. The personnel is good. It's John Gibson and a promising young rookie in Lucas Dostal. The Ducks goaltending coach, Sudarshan Maharaj, has actually been away from the team and not able to do the usual duties that he would do as goaltending coach because he's been battling cancer for the last few months. He's still in communication with the Ducks goaltenders, but ironically, with that incredible rookie performance from Lucas Dostal, it's someone named Dave Rook who's been filling in as the Ducks goaltending coach for the last little bit. So, rebuilding team, new head coach, young team, rookie goaltender in net, and all of this. Wishing all the best to Mr. Maharaj and also Dave Rook, and congratulations to the Ducks whole staff on the job they have done with this goaltender who maybe we haven't heard of, but we should have by now. And we definitely have after tonight. I mean, as for the goals themselves, I mean, there's not a lot to say. When Frank Vetrano scored, I was like, of course. When it was called a shorthanded goal, I was like, of course. You know what was going to be annoying about that? It was going to be so annoying if we woke up tomorrow, a lot of Leaf fans having not watched this game because it was late on a weeknight, they were just going to see that the game-winning goal in a 1-0 loss was shorthanded. It was shorthanded by like a second. Vetrano left alone in front, and it's not on Jones. Those are nasty hands from Vetrano, the Ducks' leading scorer. It's 1-0. And dude, it was getting ridiculous. When I tweeted what the shutout record, the saves in a shutout record was 59. When I tweeted that, the Leafs had like 28 shots. John Tavares finally scored on what I think was the 49th or 50th shot of the game. And it was a rebound off the post, so that's like a clearing attempt away from not going in the net. And I tell you what, if the Leafs don't score there and we go through the next few minutes with the Leafs extra attacker 6-on-5, they might have hit the record. They might have put 60 shots on this guy. Final minute, the Leafs have like their shutdown pair out there, David Kampf. They're like, screw that. Let's get a point out of this, go to overtime, and we'll see how it goes. They almost bang into each other and give it away. What are you doing? Morgan Riley, calm it down. Gets it to Mitch Marner, calm it down. Wait, holds it, holds it, holds it. Why am I doing the Santino Marella thing? Gives it to Austin Matthews, and Dostal even reads it. He gets to it. He knows this shot is coming, but he can't get to it in time. Matthews beats him. Huge Shelly! And the Leafs get 4 of 4 in LA and Anaheim. Questions and comments. This is one of the most preposterous things I've ever seen, by the way. This right here is a screen cap. I'll just tell you straight up. Chris Johnston put it in the group chat. This is Austin Matthews, the most shots he's had in a game before. So he had 13 shots on goal tonight. The Leafs won that one. He's had 15, 12, 11 twice, 10 twice. Look at the Leafs' record in these games. 15 shots, loss. 12 shots, win in overtime. 11 shots, loss in overtime. 11 shots, loss in overtime. 10 shots, loss. 10 shots, loss. Jesse Blake pointed out that the Leafs, with this win in overtime, with Matthews' first game winner of the season, by the way, improved to 2-5 when Matthews gets double-digit shots on goal. Make that make sense. From Nolan, what's your level of surprise we're getting goalied by a rookie? Obviously, he sent that mid-game. My surprise level was 0 because I have been on the Lucas Dostal train. This kid's gonna be something. I just like this observation. The ref's arm going from no goal to goal in less than a second was so poetic. Poetic? I don't know if that's the word. Aesthetically pleasing, though. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's good stuff. As Elliot Friedman and many others pointed out, Dostal, an Anaheim record 55 saves in defeat. And another completely goofy stat from it's Mitchie Marnie, who is getting their flowers over the last couple days. She was on TV. The Leafs had so many shots on goal that Martin Jones won the game with a .964 save percentage, while Lucas Dostal lost the game with a .965. And because I think this video has gone on long enough, I'll talk about a couple things. I didn't love Nick Robertson getting scratched, but you also have to figure out what Pontus Holmberg was. And unfortunately, I don't feel like I found out anything in this game other than I wish he would shoot more. You know who would have shot more? Nick Robertson. And the other thing, Bobby McMahon with that 5-minute major. I don't know about it as a major. I don't think it was a hit from behind. Like, it wasn't a dirty hit in the numbers. It is boarding. I know a lot of people were pointing out the shoulder to shoulder. I don't love the distance from the boards. Where I'll meet you in the middle is Mintyukov's skates are pointing directly at the boards, and I think that played a big part in it. What do I expect to come of that hit? Nothing. Maybe a fine. He's not going to get suspended. He was given 5 in a game. And other than a cut, Mintyukov appears to be fine, which I know doesn't matter, except it does matter in the NHL. Until it doesn't, but then it does, and then it doesn't. So, goodness gracious, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. Lucas Dostal arrived a long time ago. We're just all catching on. Who's going to be the next guy under 25 to be a goaltending phenom? Might just be the Hildebeest.